record labels will always go for the thing that has just been successful. So they will always sign things that sound like the thing that have just been successful. But those things, it's kind of like the rule of half, as I see it. There'll be someone who's massive, and then someone gets signed after them who's exactly the same or in the same vein, and they will do half as well. And then someone will be signed because of them, and then they will do half as well. Someone gets signed as them, and then they just sort of like then look for the next person, and then that sort of cycle just repeats again. So you would rather be the person starting that off than the person here. And when I first was gigging around London, James Blunt, James Morrison, Paolo Nutini, like these were the kind of big singer-songwriter names. And everyone was trying to do that. Everyone was trying to sing songs like You're Beautiful, wearing leather jackets, like doing that. And I found myself doing that at one point. I used to use the loop pedal, still do, but like beatbox and rap and do all of that. And I was being told not to do that because James Blunt didn't do it. And that was the thing at the time that sold. And I found myself doing a gig without a loop pedal, not beatboxing, and being like, I just not enjoyable. I don't care if like it's not the thing, it's just not enjoyable. I love rapping. I know people look on stage and they see a fat white ginger kid beatboxing and rapping, but I actually really, really enjoyed doing it, and I didn't enjoy the gigs not doing it. So I just carried on doing what I loved, and then eventually people clock on. Like the general public aren't idiots. Like they see what's real and what's not, and what's real is enjoyment and belief. And if I walk on stage and go, I love this, you might like it too, people will go, yeah, actually I do. Or, nah, not for me. But if I walk on stage and be like, this is what I think you're going to like, they're not going to like it. It's, like I find myself caught in the trap sometimes writing songs as well, where I write sort of two sets of songs. So I write with people, for people that are very much pop songs that are designed to be pop songs. And then I write songs for my records that are from the heart. And when I'm doing the pop songs, sometimes I'm in this mindset of being like, this is probably what people want, and it never is. It's always like the most left of center thing. Like my biggest hits for other people have been like, when I did East Side with Benny, I remember being like, this hasn't even got a chorus, this is a bit weird. And then it goes on to people really like that song, but I listen to that and I'm like, I don't get it. Like it was just a kind of free flow mind thing. Same for Strip That Down with Liam Payne. Like I still don't understand how that was so big. Like it was just sort of like, oh yeah, I guess.
There it is.
Yeah, but I think that but that's the key with sound, is just do whatever you feel. Do what makes you feel good. Don't do what other people are doing. And not saying that it has to be like some avant-garde, like really left to center thing to sound different. But like take a pinch of this and a pinch of this and a pinch of this and you take your influences and make one thing. So my first amalgamation was probably like, it was a little bit of Nizlopi, it was a little bit of Foy Vance, it was a little bit of Damien Rice, it was a little bit of Joni Mitchell. Like it was just like all of these influences that I loved that made up one sound. And like, even though I'd say a lot of my early performances I think were very Nizlopi influenced, I think the actual influence of the album, my first album, sort of lent a bit more into a different sphere, and that was from all my other influences. And I think, and don't be afraid of pop. You know, if you like pop, do pop. Like the 1975 are a fantastic band who make these amazing sounding records, but the songs underneath the production are pop songs. That's why people love them. They're like really well written pop songs. Like if they were produced by any Swedish pop producer, you'd be like, oh my god, that's a pop song. But because it's 1975 and it's produced really, really like cool, like but and I'm sure Matty from the 1975 would be like, well yeah, they are pop songs. So like, don't be afraid of pop. Just as you said, like find a sound and know how to rap it in a way that like is unique to you, I guess.